Hey, the date is July 21st, 2024. I'm kind of late with posting this video. It's Sunday at like 7:30 p.m. and I was this close to missing the week, but I made it. I luckily made it. I struggled with coming up with a topic for this week's video. I had drafted some ideas to cover, and they've been in the drafts for like a while. And I haven't, thoroughly thought about them individually, but I just wanted to do like a rapid succession kind of for each of these individual topics, and let you know, just like stream of consciousness type of thing, what my thoughts are. I have a list of them right here. So the first thing was, it says here, Trump's death, or Trump's assassination attempt, not Trump's death. So there was an assassination attempt on Trump's life. Um, Sorry, I'm distracted. I'm getting text messages from a group chat. Um, like a little over a week ago. Uh, and there's conversations. Obviously, it's uncertain what the motivations are, what the reasoning is, like all the logistics surrounding it. But I'll just share my brief thoughts on it. First off, the murderer, or the guy that was attempting to be a murderer, has this like weird background. He worked at BlackRock. He was in some commercials for BlackRock. Young person, 20 years old. Secret Service that was there had barely surveyed the area that he was in the building that he was on top of, which was just like a 12-foot tall building. And the whole situation just seemed strange to me. I remember watching a podcast like a few months ago, probably earlier this year, and it was talking about just like different central intelligence agencies, from like the CIA, to the FBI. I know the FBI is a little different, and how most presidents um, had relied on public central intelligence agencies like the CIA, um, for most of U.S. history, and a lot of information and the corruption details on their corruption had been released and just generally known by the public in the past few years. Um, and as a result, their power had become more limited. It's still, largely corrupt. They were responsible for a lot of, shady stuff that happened in U.S. history, from assassination attempts to covering up involvement in certain wars, and interferences in like global conflict. I'm not going to go into it. My point is, Trump was the only president that um, largely relied on privatized central intelligence agencies. He hired private investigators for intelligence operations, to aid him and his different like efforts that he had throughout his presidency. And I thought about that. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't like diving into conspiracies. And beyond this video, I'm probably not gonna, invest a lot of mental capacity into thinking of this. But it just seems very iffy. I think it's possible that, one of the private investigators that he was involved with throughout his presidency was involved in this assassination attempt, because it all just seems so perfect, like a photo op almost. It's not out of the realm of possibility that, uh, you know, they got someone who's vulnerable, this 20-year-old white guy, who's kind of ostracized and estranged to society, um, and just kind of brainwashed him, or deluded him into thinking that it would be advantageous for him to do this. And you kill him afterwards. Their information is kind of gone. They can't tap into his phone. It just seems strange to me, the whole situation. Um, so yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But with the history of the CIA and the FBI, I think it's very possible that it was coordinated. That there was some kind of coordination that happened. That's the first topic. It's going to be the longest one that I talk about in this video. The second one has to do with, okay, this one's interesting. It has to do with the importance of fictional books. I kind of had this period of time where I stopped reading as much. I have these phases where I'm like religiously reading every day, 30 minutes to an hour a day, and other times where I'm just not reading for several months at a time, you know? And I recently got back into it earlier this year. Um, and I was kind of hooked to self-help kind of informational books, and stopped really because I realized that they're kind of formulaic and they are geared towards like a specific middle class, upper middle class target audience. Um, and they all just pretty much say the same thing, really. And so I got as much benefit as I got from reading those books. I wanted to dive into something different. And so this next topic is on like the importance of reading fictional books and learning from stories as opposed to just straight regurgitation of information, and how we learn as human beings from the stories of characters that we relate to. It's how we learn. It's what the like the Abrahamic books are about. It's the Quran, the Torah, the Bible, New Testament, Old Testament. We learn from the trials and tribulations of the prophets and the different characters in those books. Same way we learn from just classic stories. Um, because we see ourselves in that character. We align even in our own lives. We try to fit the negative things that happen to us and the positive things into a larger story, because it allows us to make sense of things. Without that, it's difficult to function with just chaos. Um, and I've kind of tried to integrate that into all parts of learning. Whenever I want to learn something new, I want to do it in like a story kind of format, that's engaging so that it's internalized more. And I think just the story, fitting things into a story it gives you the context of how it applies to your own life and how you can apply it to like your everyday situations. You know, I don't know if that makes sense. I could just be rambling at this point. So yeah, I'm gonna start reading more fictional books. I started off with this one called The Sword of Kaigen. It's like a fictional kind of sci-fi-ish fantasy book, and I'm really not into that genre typically, but this book just, you know, it hooked me. It was a fantastic book. It was great. Um, I read a few other books after that, but of these past few months, Sword of Kaigen was top tier. Definitely recommend. If you like Avatar: The Last Airbender, you will like this book. 10 out of 10. Um, Last topic. Why I used to skate a lot when I was in high school, and a little bit in college too. I was in this like group where we go to different events, we'd skate, and I stopped. Why did I stop skating? The reason is that it's just the injuries. It's fun, and I'm still gonna do it in the future, but definitely not as frequently. Uh, you fall in the same places for one, like in the same locations, and it's just for me at least. Maybe it's not for everybody. Maybe you can mitigate these problems by just like maintaining your body, conditioning your body, and strengthening it to a point where you can like reduce the chances of getting injured. But for me, I just kept on getting injured, you know, um, and it just takes longer and longer to heal especially when you don't skate for a while. And it's allowed me to pursue other active outlets. I was able to do Muay Thai for a bit. Running has been big for me. Other exercise, soccer has been big for me now, which has been fun. But one of these days, I'll probably post a bit about like some of the skating videos and pics and stuff that I had in the past. Um, but yeah, this has been a long video, and for the handful of people that are watching these, um, let me know if you prefer these like rapid succession kind of topics or like these individualized topics. I'm cool with either one. Um, I like both formats, honestly. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm back in the shed after filming outside in my car for a while, back on the OG shed. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this video. I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.